My name is Clara Dempsey. I am 28 years old, and I live in a quaint little town called Brookfield Ridge. Life is not overly exciting, yet I kind of like it that way. I work as an administrative assistant at a local healthcare clinic. I have always been someone who keeps her head down and gets things done. I do not consider myself a drama queen, and I try to avoid confrontation. However, beneath my calm exterior, there is a simmering feeling of frustration that has been gradually building since I graduated from university 4 years ago. My time at university was fine, with no complaints. However, I now find myself drowning in student loans. 6 months ago, I received an email from my old university asking me to contribute to their fundraising efforts, which really rattled me. The email came from their alumni relations team and had the subject line, "Give back to the place that shaped you." I will never forget the beautiful autumn photo of the campus that accompanied the message or the three suggested donation amounts with their cheerful little radio buttons. $25, $50, $100. It seemed so simple, but I sat there staring at my computer screen with a feeling of disbelief. How could they possibly ask me to give back when I was still suffocating under the weight of my student loans? Unable to hold back my amusement, I decided to reply. I thanked them for their outreach and declared my love for the institution that shaped me. I went on to share the staggering sum of $34,200 that I owed in student loans, which was racking up interest at a painful rate. I made it clear that until that number reached zero, I would be unable to make any contributions, and I wished them well in waiting for campus improvements. I kept my tone warm and sincere because, honestly, I meant every word I wrote. After hitting send, I was astonished to receive one of those automated acknowledgement emails confirming that my message had been received. I expected someone from their team to reach out to me, be it with surprise or even embarrassment, but 6 weeks went by without any further communication. I found it quite funny, actually. I imagined someone at the university opening my email and staring at it as if they were confronting an unexpected downpour during a bright sunny day. They were likely accustomed to receiving cheerful donor pleas rather than the stark reality of someone drowning in debt from their education. Were they okay? Would they be able to handle the reality check? I know I did not mean them any harm. I simply needed to unload the frustration I had been carrying for years. As the weeks rolled by and I heard nothing, my humor began to fade. I was still feeling the weight of those loans, and the email had brought up the unbearable truth about my situation. I thought I would shake things up and reach out again in a more creative way, something they would not forget. So, I devised a plan that I knew would bring a smile to my face. What if I created a video that detailed my journey through university, underscoring the burden of debt imposed upon graduates like myself? I imagined sharing my story with others who might also be struggling. This video would not only highlight my personal dilemma, but would also criticize the university's insensitivity. I wanted to express how frustrating it was for them to send emails begging for money when I was still tied to a financial anchor that prevented me from truly flourishing. For months, I sculpted my video with care, blending humor, emotion, and heartfelt honesty, adding in moments of reflection, and even a few powerful statistics about student loan debt. I included a short montage of my university memories, including the late-night cramming sessions, the friendships, and the thousands of dollars of tuition that now felt like a distant nightmare. I finally wrapped it up with a powerful call to action, urging my fellow graduates to stand up and share their stories. When I finished, it felt as though a weight had been lifted from my shoulders. But I knew I wanted to retaliate further. The final indignation would come when I shared the video publicly, tagging the university across all social media platforms. On the day I released it, I felt nervous but excited. I watched as my video garnered reactions from friends, family, and even people I did not know. It started gaining traction, and suddenly my story was being shared far beyond Brookfield Ridge. In a matter of days, I had received messages from fellow graduates thanking me for speaking out about a struggle that many faced but few discussed. The more messages I received, the more inspired I felt. I even created a hashtag, #DebtNotDonors, and encouraged others to use it to amplify their voices. Then something unexpected happened. Just as my story spread, I received an email from the university's public relations team. After numerous apologies for the oversight, they wanted to host a video call to discuss my story and their fundraising campaign. My heart raced, a mix of excitement and anxiety flooding my system. What would they say? Would they finally acknowledge the burden they had placed on me and so many others? When the day of the meeting arrived, I sat down at my computer, headline news playing in my mind. I connected with several members of the university team. I told them how their oversight had inspired me to create my video, and I stressed the importance of understanding the struggles students faced when dealing with loans. They listened, appearing thoughtful and receptive. In the end, as the meeting drew to a close, they invited me to collaborate with them on future fundraising efforts, including initiatives that directly addressed student loan debt awareness and support. They wanted to use my story and voice to help others, to create a program that truly gave back to the students who invested so much in their education. I could hardly believe it. What began as my tongue-in-cheek response turned into a powerful dialogue that not only demanded change, but effectively sparked it as well. As I navigated through the aftermath of my actions, I found myself feeling lighter, almost as if I had forgiven the university for their insensitivities. I realized that with every dark cloud, a silver lining might emerge. While I was still saddled with student loan debt, I felt a newfound sense of purpose and empowerment, knowing my voice was strong enough to elicit change. Even now, I continue to share my journey, joining forces with others who dare to shed light on adversity, transforming our collective struggles into something meaningful, advocacy for those still wavering under education debt. It was the revenge I never knew I needed, but one that reshaped my life in ways I never imagined possible.